So today we're actually going to teach you 4 great exercises that you can do postpartum to help rebuild yourself up again, help yourself be more resilient. Hi, I'm Dr. Matt Bradbury, family corrective chiropractor, and I'm actually joined by Mercedes today. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
And we're actually going to teach you 4 exercises that we found really useful in terms of helping build you up, making you more resilient post-birth, right?
Yeah.
And just walk you through them. These are things that you can do on your own at home. A lot of them are going to start with you lying on your back, learning how to coordinate your core again, working on coordinating your pelvic floor with your core, and just really useful things that you can be consistent with and notice a difference. And the beauty of it is that you can do them all from, of course, your family living room floor. So we're actually going to, first of all, talk about what's called 360 breathing. So when Mercedes is doing this, she's laying on her back and she's actually thinking about bringing her air all the way down through to her pelvic floor and expanding her stomach. So as you breathe in, and we're leaving our hands on the sides of our lower ribs to help give ourselves a cue of expansion and contraction. And with this, I would focus on 5 reps of at least 5 seconds per breath. And so when she breathes in, she expands her stomach, thinking of bringing the air all the way down. And then as she breathes out, she thinks about her ribs contracting and everything flowing up and out. So while you're still down there, what I would suggest is start with this position. And again, if you've just had a little baby, right, really key, what you can do is lay him or her on the ground beside you and do these exercises while you talk to him or her. So you can more or less multitask as you go. And what we're talking about now is an exercise called the dead bug. And so Mercedes' knees are going to be pointed towards the ceiling, as well as her hands. Notice with her hands, she's thumbs up, shoulder blades slightly pulled back and engaged. And now I'm going to start with the beginner version and the more advanced version. And what she's going to do is she's actually going to drop just her right knee to begin with. So I'm going to have you drop it down and try to come straight out and touch my hand. Yeah. And the key to this, you're going to alternate back and forth, just 5 to 6 reps per set, 2 sets a day at least. And what she's doing is maintaining this space in her back, as well as not letting her stomach rise up towards the ceiling. Good, and pause right there. Now the more advanced version is I'm actually going to have her use her upper body and coordinate movements with her lower body. So what she's going to do is drop the right knee with the left arm. And now this would be 1 rep. And again, maintain your core stiffness. And start with just 5 to 6 reps. And alternating on each side would be 1 rep. And then alternating on each side would be the next rep. Great job. So we've done some work with the core, the midsection, helping recondition you. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to have her do what's called a hip bridge, or a supine hip bridge. And she's going to actually start with both feet firmly planted on the ground, about hip width apart, digging her big toes into the ground, and she's going to lift her buttocks up, pause for 1 second, and then back down. With this, some keys to remember. Keep your midsection stiff. When you rise up, pause, engaging your hamstrings, your glutes, your low back. And now with this, when you're working with this one, 2 sets of 10 to 12 reps. So we're actually going to have Mercedes do the more advanced version now. And what she's going to do is just 1 leg at a time. So while she's here, she's going to lift her leg up, pause, and back down. Now focusing on not letting your hips sway side to side. And when she's doing it, she's bringing herself up, and she's going to work in the rep range of 8 to 10 reps, focusing on the glutes, the hamstrings, and the low back with that core stiffness. Great job. So this other exercise is called the Palloff press, and what Mercedes has done is actually set her up in the bottom of the lunge position. And now what I'm going to do, you can find an anchor in your house. In this case, I'm going to hold the band, and the tension is going to be this way between me and her. And now what she's going to have to do is actually resist the urge to do any rotation as she brings her arms out. So I'm going to have you go ahead. And again, forcing you to cue your midsection up, and as well, cue your glutes, dig your big toe in the ground to help stabilize, keeping your shoulder blades back just slightly halfway. And when she's working on this, I'm going to have her actually work in the 10 to 12 rep range as well. So thanks so much for tuning in today. Keep in mind the consistency part is going to be key. As I was sharing earlier, keep yourself a band beside your couch or wherever your favorite spot is to sit down, nurse, and feed your baby. That way you have a cue for you to do something for yourself. And just a quick review, start with the basics, laying on your back. Focus on just the breathing. If you're going to start somewhere, focus on the 360 breathing. As you progress, you're going to do the dead bugs. Start by just doing feet, and then you can progress to doing the supine, the glute bridge, where you have both your feet on the ground, lifting your buttocks in the air, and finally finish off with our more advanced version with the band, which is called Palloff press. Yeah, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, keep in mind, if you found it useful, please take a moment. As I've shared with you in the past, I can't do it alone. In terms of my mission is big, is helping you understand your health more, and everybody else for that matter. So please take a moment to click subscribe. It makes a big difference on our impact in the world. Or click like, and if you really found it useful, share it on your feed or share it with someone you know could benefit from this as well. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.